Hello everybody! Good evening ladies and gentlemen! Welcome to the best contest about real stories of our childhood. Alright, let's start by presenting the story of Jolie.
So when I was 4 years old, my sister and I play in my mom beside us. It's a car washers where there was a ramp to check the cars. My sister and I used to jump from the side of the other side to the ramp, and there was a 2 meters 2 meters hole behind the ramp. So then one day I didn't measure the distance and neither the strength of the jump, and I fell into the hole. I remember that I hit my jaw very hard, and they took me to the doctor because the lower lip had regretted my teeth. So, since I was 4 years old, my teeth are my childhood teeth, and I had no problems with them until they fell and the final teeth didn't come down. It turned out when I fell, the teeth on top had been hit with the bottom ones, and the definite one were split in two. That's why they didn't come down. They had to open my gums and take one of the halves of my teeth and leave the other halves to be my final teeth. I learned that no matter how fun the game seems to be, we should always be careful and not jump if there is a hole 2 meters below you.
Okay, it's a good story. Then the story of Allen.
This was pretty morbid but funny on hindsight. When I was 5 years, I was really attached to my mother. I would follow her around everywhere and cuddle up against her. One day I walked into the bedroom and saw my mother on the bed, motionless. I jumped onto the bed and hugged her, but she did not respond. That's where Mom usually hugs me back. I shook her shoulders vigorously and still failed to elicit a response. I screamed, "Ma!" Still no response. Was Mom angry at me? Had she decided not to talk to me anymore? Oh God, no, is she? My dad rushed into the room when he heard me wailing. What happened? He asked. She's dead. How could that be? She's right here, perfectly fine. No, she won't open her eyes. She won't talk. She doesn't move when I shake her. She is dead. She is gone. Bring her back to life. It's your job. What are fathers for? I was desperate. I didn't think that was capable of restoring life to dead veins, but it was out of options. I could think of no other solution. My dad was probably at music at this point and suppressing his laughter. I was screaming and shouting in agony, convinced that my mother was dead. Surprisingly, even with all the rocks I made, my mom was still dead asleep, completely obviously to the situation. They jumping at the opportunity to play hero and trickle mom to life. When mom opened her eyes, she was mad. Get off me. I just want some peace and quiet and sleep. Can I just have some rest? Get of the room, out. She's screaming at that. I was just trying to show our son that you are alive. What a stupid excuse to disturb me. Then they got into full blown quarrel and I left the room.
Oh, what's a little crazy. Okay, followed by Miguel.
Hi guys, my name is Miguel Perez and this is my story. When I was a child, I was like 12 years old and I was playing a soccer game and we were winning that match, I remember. And one friend accidentally he pushed me down and I broke my four left fingers. was a painful accident. I thought that I will never um, have the moving of the fingers again, but I do a well done recovery, and now I'm fine. I love to play soccer, and that's my story. Bye.
Oh yeah, very interesting. And finally, mine. Hello, my name is Angelo Casa. I'm going to talk about my childhood story. Okay, started. When I was 7 years old, I went hiking with some friends from school. It was our course trip. We went hiking with our parents to a sanctuary that was in the mountains, which was very beautiful as well as the landscape that one could appreciate from there. Back to my story, I remember I was playing on the slide with my friend Jorge, and we laughed a lot. Suddenly, another friend of ours called us to go play hide and seek, and start running to where he was go to play. On the floor, there was a lot of eucalyptus seeds, and I was running. I slid with them. To my bad luck, I fell on my back, but with my right arm back, so I fell with all my weight on my arm, which broke. I remember that I cried a lot, and I could not feel my arm. I was rushed to the hospital to see how my arm was and if the fracture was serious. The doctor told my mother that I had broken the bones of my wrist and that they should have plaster for 4 months. The bad part of the story is that I missed all the summer vacation without being able to go out and play with my friends. On the other hand, the good part was that I made new friends since they asked me what happened to me and they signed my plaster. I left as a lesson that accident can happen when you least expect it and that you have to be cautious and know how to get up more strongly when one of these accidents happen. Okay, I do agree that at the end of each program we choose the best story which gets a nice prize. And the best story is Joely! Congratulations everybody!